Romance, the weight of a soulmate's silence. In the city of Aethelgard, where the streets hummed with the melody of clockwork birds and the scent of jasmine, lived Elara, the keeper of echoes. She was a slender woman with hair like spun midnight and eyes that held the quiet depth of a winter pool. Her home was the Ivory Spire, a sanctuary of silence where she spent her days tending to the Loom of Hearts, a massive silver frame strung with threads of glowing light that connected every soul to its mate. Each vibration of a thread brought a shared laughter, and each stillness brought a quiet understanding. By plucking a crystalline string, Elara would gently harmonize the distance between lovers, turning a cold separation into the warmth of a long-awaited reunion. One evening, while Elara was tuning the strings of a new devotion, a sudden shadow from the abyss below swept into the sanctuary. It was a fragment of a forgotten vow, its edges jagged and its essence drained of color. Before Elara could catch it, the shadow tangled itself into the center of the loom. There was a hollow, echoing snap, and the silver threads went suddenly, terrifyingly dark. Instantly, a heavy, suffocating silence fell over the city. Below, on the streets, lovers stood inches apart but felt miles away, their voices trapped behind a veil of invisible ice as the weight of a soulmate's silence began to press down upon their hearts. Elara peered down through the spire's windows and saw a young man standing in a moonlit square, looking at his partner with a face etched in agonizing longing. The woman stood before him, her lips moving in a plea that made no sound, her eyes searching for a connection that had vanished. Elara knew she couldn't just let the silence break them. The bond was frayed, and the loom was paralyzed. With steady, patient fingers, she began the painstaking work of unweaving the darkness. She worked through the breathless night, her own heart aching with the reflected loneliness as she carefully extracted the splinters of the broken vow from the delicate silver threads. Once the loom was clear, Elara looked at the void that remained between the two souls. She reached out and caught the first note of a morning songbird, spinning it between her fingers until it became a vibrant, indigo thread of truth. She used this thread to bridge the gap where the words had failed, and used a spark of raw, unfiltered courage to bind the frayed ends together. The bond began to pulse with a warmth that could shatter any wall. Instead of letting the connection stay hidden, Elara gave the threads a soft, rhythmic pulse, sending a wave of understanding down to the city like a ripple on a calm lake. The couple below felt the silence lift like a heavy fog. As soon as the man reached out to take the woman's hand, the loom above gave a triumphant, shimmering hum. The silver threads began to glow brighter than they ever had before. In a surge of emotion that swept through the square, the invisible ice melted, and 1,000 whispered, "I love yous," filled the air like a symphony of bells. Elara watched from her spire, smiling as the lovers finally spoke through the bridge of their touch. She realized that the weight of a soulmate's silence wasn't just a burden to be carried, it was the space where the loudest truths were born, proving that the loom didn't just run on light, but on the courage to listen when the world goes quiet.